I have said all season Stacey is a fake, Stacey is a phony, Stacey is a fraud. Stacey's representative is showing. Stacey is putting on an act. Stacey is disingenuous. I have said this all season. And y'all were in my comments, Tammy, you a hater. Tammy, you're this, you're that. You're blah, 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 blue, 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 blue. And look, we get to the reunion and we find out that Stacey is paying TJ. And I believe it. Checkmate. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here today to talk the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 20, The Reunion, Part 3. If you guys are brand new to the channel, or if you've just been here complaining all season and you have still not yet subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button since you're here. Thumbs up the video. Leave your comments down below. Let's talk about everything involving the reunion, everything involving the season. We know that Karen will not be on next season. So I know that there's a lot of talk about people wanting former housewives to come back. Who do you want to come back? How do you think the season should shape up? Let's talk about everything down below. So the episode starts off with Andy moving forward without Mia. We know that Mia is backstage. She's back there taking off all her stuff because she's getting ready to go home. After Giselle called her a bad mother, her little feelings were hurt. Mia, you are a bad mother, right? And you might be a really good mother, but we don't know because what we have seen of you, what you have exhibited on this show, is indicative of a bad mother. Okay, that's on you. That's how you chose to represent yourself. So Andy announces that the guys will not be coming out. There's just Eddie and Greg. Let's be real. We don't want to see from Greg. And Kay is like, oh, he's gonna be so mad at me. He ain't got nothing else to do, girl. You're fine. So Andy is like, look, we invited TJ, but Stacy didn't want him here. And Stacy was like, well, it's because we are no longer together. Wendy said, well, Eddie is here. And Eddie talked to TJ. He FaceTimed them. And TJ said that you paid him to be your love interest this season. And TJ said you need to run up on him and run him his money because the money isn't adding up. I said, "Oh, Stacy. Oh, Stacy. Oh my God." So Stacy is like, I don't believe anything that you're saying, Wendy. Wendy is like, it's on camera. Eddie just FaceTimed him. So Andy asked the control room to play the footage, and the camera is like, we got it, but the footage, the camera that has the footage is filming Mia get undressed. Because y'all know Mia's getting ready to leave. So Wendy said, look, if this is your best friend isn't gonna lie on you. And basically, Stacey, you're in arrears. So now all the ladies are laughing at her. And Jacqueline is like, why would she pay someone? Jacqueline, why are you still on the couch? Why you ain't leave with Mia? But sure. So Stacey is like, well, this is a lie. Andy said, look, do you want to call Stacey? Stacey, do you want to call TJ? Stacey is like, no, why would I entertain a lie? No, baby, it's to clear your name. That's what you should be doing. And Stacy is like, no, 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 no. I'm not going to entertain a lie. Andy said, the control room said they have it on tape. They are not going to lie to me. Okay. I don't know what you thought, but they're not going to lie to me, Andy Cohen. Okay. So Mia left. We see Mia getting completely undressed and she is in a sprinter van or in a car and she's leaving. I hope her ass gets fired. So Stacy is now yelling that she wants to see the footage because she doesn't believe anybody. She wants to see the footage. So she then said that why would she sit there and say that he is one of the best people that she knows, referring to TJ. Andy said, well, it's possible, Stacy, that you and TJ are just not on the same page. And Andy is like, you know what? Let's bring Eddie out. Let's bring Eddie out. So everybody's chanting, bring Eddie out. Bring Eddie out. So Eddie comes out in a blazer that is ill-fitting. I was a little shocked. I didn't like the fit of his blazer. But Eddie comes out and Eddie gets first chair and he was like, oh wow, okay, cool. Eddie is hilarious to me. So Eddie gets out there and he said, look, I talked to TJ. TJ said that he was not invited. He said he's never going to be back in DC again. And he said that someone owes him some money. And Stacy paid for him to be there. So Stacy is like, why would I pay TJ? He's my best friend. Eddie said, look, TJ said that he was tired of being painted as this flamboyant person. You behaved flamboyantly. That's how you chose to behave, TJ. So Andy then asked Stacy if she owes TJ any money, even outside of the show. And Stacy was like, no. No, she said, I ended our relationship because of pressure from wherever. Stacy was like, TJ is just upset that we're not together anymore. And Eddie was like, nah, he didn't sound upset. Eddie had me cracking up. Eddie was like, nah, he didn't sound upset about that. Eddie said, TJ said that, he wanted his money, basically. So Stacy gets a little snippy with Eddie and was like, did he say I paid him to be on the show? And Eddie was like, yeah, but I'm not trying to be messy like that. So Stacy is like, that's not what you said. You didn't say that. Eddie said, because I'm not trying to be messy. So Stacy tells Wendy, out of respect for your husband, I'ma kind of fall back a little bit. And it's like, Stacy, you look crazy, girl. You look crazy the entire time. Stacy's heart is beating. We hear it. We hear it. Her heart is beating because she's nervous, right? So Sta- so Stacy is like, look, Wendy, Eddie, I don't know y'all to be liars, or I don't know y'all to make up things for clout, but I just don't believe this. So she then said, I invite TJ to say these things to my face. So that everybody is like, so FaceTime TJ. And Stacy would say, I don't owe him a phone call. Now, Stacy. So Stacy said, look, let's be clear. I didn't need TJ to get on the show. Okay? I didn't need TJ to get on the show. I can get on the platform without him. I can get on this platform and that platform without him. I don't care. I don't care what you guys say. I don't believe this. I don't care. Andy is like, Stacy, why not just call him and clear it up? Stacy said, no. I'm not gonna do this for your guys' benefit. Everybody's like, no, bitch, it's for your benefit. Stacy was like, I don't care. I don't care. He's my best friend. He's my best friend. Oh my God, well, guys, well, don't you understand? I didn't pay him. He's my best friend. I said, Stacy, this is yikes. So Wendy said, look, just know that if you come back in this group and you decide to say, oh, TJ cleared it up and it was a misunderstanding, your question will be in character and nobody will believe you. Just so you know. So Stacy is like, it doesn't matter to me. I know who I am. Cool. So Eddie leaves the stage and Andy announces that Mia has left, and everybody was like, so everybody was like, so. So Andy then said that, look, the control room has the footage of TJ. They're gonna bring it out to me on the phone. So Andy moves to sit next to Stacy. Wendy moves over. Ashley was like, we want to see, we want fall back, Ashley. You're gonna get to see it. So Andy plays the footage, and we hear very clearly TJ saying, she's paying me to do this show, man. Stacey is like, what did he say? I didn't hear. The way Giselle, Ashley, and Kiana all yelled out in unison what TJ said. So then TJ was like, and tell that girl to get my money. He was like, and she's whack. I said, why do you have to call her whack? That wasn't necessary. So Stacey was like, look, it's one thing to see someone disrespect you and make you question your relationship. It's hurtful. It's hurtful. But I can't imagine him saying that. I don't owe him any money. I can't imagine him saying that. This is hurtful, but you know what? Hurt people hurt people. Kay was like, this is bullshit and you need to stop it. Stop this shit, Stacy. Just stop it right now. Because Stacy, all you had to say was TJ is an effing lie. I don't owe him any money. Girl, whatever. I'm gonna pay that man dust. But the fact that you kept saying, I don't believe it, I don't believe it, I don't believe it, all for Eddie to come out and corroborate the story, then for them to play the actual footage. Oh my God, Stacy, like, what were you thinking? Right? So Stacy then is like, this is so crazy how every single one of you had doubts about TJ. And you guys all called him every name under the sun. But now, all of a sudden, y'all want to believe TJ over me? Y'all know me. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, Stacy. This is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. So Wendy said, look, we told you that you will look crazy if they played the footage. You didn't want to believe us, so now it's on you. So Andy asks if Stacey wants to call TJ now, and she was like, I'll be calling him with my attorney. Whatever, Stacey. So then Andy reads some viewer questions that are about Karen and her drinking. The ladies all agree that they have seen Karen in that drunken state before, which is not good. They all believe that Karen has used drinking to cope. That's not good. They all believe that Karen deflected onto others this entire season to not have to talk about her drinking and this DUI. Wendy then said that Karen has continuously pushed back her court case um, because Giselle brings up that Karen didn't want to do too much talking throughout the season, for X amount of reasons. And Wendy is like, well, then she should not have pushed back this court case. If she would have kept the court case, the date on the date that it should have been, it would have all happened before the show even aired. So Giselle is like, yeah, but she was trying to get stuff thrown out. And Wendy was like, exactly. And we know that Karen was trying to get that body cam footage suppressed. So Kay said that she just feels sad that Karen never came to her because she could have helped her get some assistance for this drinking from, the work that Greg does with, his social work endeavors. So nobody in this world but Karen understands why she took this to trial, because after we saw the body cam footage, we were all like, oh, damn. Okay. So Giselle then said, look, to my understanding from a very credible source, Karen was offered a deal twice. Now, Giselle was right about this because it did come out in the past couple of days that Karen was offered 60 days in jail and Karen was offered a plea deal of 6 months of house arrest. Why she would not take the 60-day or 6 months of house arrest when you live in a big ass mansion in Potomac is beyond me. Karen, you can sit your ass in the house for 6 months. In your house, you would have been fine. So Ashley then said, look, the night after the accident, I got a call from a journalist a text from a journalist that was saying, look, there was another person in the car with Karen. That's who was driving. We then panned to the body cam footage where Karen was drunkenly rambling to Ray that she wasn't driving. It was the driver that Ray hired for her, and he got out the car and ran. Now, do I think that there was really somebody else in that car? I do not. I think that that was Karen drunkenly trying to make an excuse for herself. Because if there was another person in the car, why wouldn't Karen have put that into court? Why wouldn't you tell your lawyer that Bob was in the car and Bob is the one that was driving? Why would you go down for a driver? Why would you go down for anybody else? That doesn't make sense to me. Nowhere did it ever come out that there was another person in the car. I believe that journalist was probably just listening to Karen ramble about that, and that's when that person texted Ashley, because nothing has come of that. We would have known by now if there was somebody else in the car. So Wendy clearly has something to say. She don't want to say it. Andy keeps asking, and Wendy is like, nope, no, no, no. So Andy decides to play a video from Karen that was filmed one day before she went to rehab. And in this very, very this very scripted scene, right? Karen and Ray are sitting in their bedroom, and Karen said that she didn't watch the tapes before trial. That's a lie. That's a bold-faced ass lie, Karen. There's no way you did not watch your body cam footage before going to trial. Okay. So she said that she didn't recognize the lady in the video, said that she blacked out before she even hit the tree. She then said, look, it's my fault because I've been self medicating since my parents passed away. She then said that she went to a friend's house that night and she opened Stella Artois, which is the beer bottles that were in her car. She didn't like it, so she had some champagne. While she had that champagne, she didn't remember that she took medication that day, to remember to self-medicate. So Ray is like, well, look, you had a DUI 12 years ago, and that's when we hired the driver. That's where that whole blue eyes thing, the blue eyes, that's where that came from. And I said, this bullshit here. Karen, Karen, Karen. It's so disgusting how she refuses to take accountability, right? So Karen is then saying, I drove and I put people in danger. Yeah, but I'm doing this for me. This rehab, the one that she went to that the court said was 48 hours at like a little spa resort, she said, I'm doing this for me. It's not court order. I'm doing this for me. Okay. So Ashley is like, yeah, they covered all the bases in this. Even Karen saying that she's not even going to be the grand dame anymore. She's just Karen Huger. So Giselle said this wasn't accountability, and it wasn't. This wasn't accountability, Karen. So Wendy then said, look, what about the beer bottles that were in the car? Remember, they found Stella Artois bottles in the car, and I think they said a number of them. Okay. So Ashley then said that she was talking to a man on the train ride up here, and he recognized or actually told the man that she was on the show. And he Googled the show and was like, oh shit, this lady comes in to the restaurant that he works at, the seafood, what did she say? Seafood lounge or something. He comes seafood tavern. She comes in there all the time and she day drinks, right? All the time. Wendy said, look, this is what I didn't want to say earlier. I went to a place while we were filming and somebody said, oh, you're on that show with Karen. She comes in here and gets drunk every single day. So the ladies knew that Karen had a problem. This wasn't a secret. But the most disgusting part about this is still Karen's lack of accountability. You didn't just have a sip of a beer that you didn't like, and then you had a glass or two of champagne, and it caused this. Then for you to say that you blacked out, Karen, stop it. Karen, stop it. So Stacy's last words were she lost her best friend, but still I rise. Boo, tomato, tomato. And then Wendy said that she was the first to clock Karen for who she was way back or Mia clocked Mia for who she was way back her very first season. Let me know what you guys thought about the season. How did you feel about it? What do you think the cast should be moving forward? Don't say Monique. Monique has made it very clear she's not coming back to the show or to reality TV. But who do you guys think should be on the show? Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video. I will be recapping Atlanta. So I will see you guys next week. Peace.